Yo, what's up? Today we are gonna talk about polynomials. What is a polynomial? Well, it's just multiple terms, okay? So today we're gonna talk about how you can do addition and subtraction of polynomials, which is just a fancy way of saying how do you do subtraction or addition of multiple terms. So let's go. Here I have my marker. This is a polynomial, okay? So I'm gonna write up an example of what is a polynomial. So I said is just multiple terms in one expression. Okay. So for example, oh, let me get rid of this. So for example, this is a polynomial. I don't know, 3x squared plus 4x cubed minus 3. This is a polynomial. Why? Because it has 1, 2, 3 terms. Okay. Each term is separated by, in this case, the addition, and in this case, the subtraction. So that is a polynomial, right? Multiple. Multiple, right? In this case, that will be like a trinomial, because of 3 terms. If we just have these ones, it will be a binomial by 2. And if we just have 1, that will be a monomial. 1. I mean, the terms, fancy ways of saying that. But yeah, that's basically it. Multiple terms, polynomial. So now let's start with a addition of polynomials, which is basically, yeah. So let's start with this example. So minus 8x squared plus 2x, okay, minus 3. And then we are gonna have the parentheses because this is the first part that we're gonna then sum by another polynomial. 4x squared minus 5x and then plus 7. So there you go. This is a sum, right? Now the first thing we got to do in here, obviously, is get rid of the parentheses, okay, in order to sum it up. So the first thing we got to do is get rid of the parentheses, right? How do we get rid of the parentheses? Well, the way we're going to do this is first we are going to multiply the signs, right? So in this case, for example, there is a sign in here. There's always a sign. In this case, it's invisible, right? There's a sign here. So what we're going to do is multiply the sign that is in here by this. And why multiplication? Because it's a parenthesis. Remember, it's like if we had 2 times 5. In this case, we have a parenthesis. This is another way of representing a multiplication. So that's why we're multiplying the positive sign that is invisible in here by all of this. Because, it's a parenthesis and it's also a way of representing multiplication. So let's go. In this case, as we know, is plus times minus is minus, right? So we're gonna have minus 8x squared. Then plus times plus, it was plus 2 plus minus 2x plus minus minus 3. We now got rid of the parentheses, right? Now let's do the same in here. Now in here, we obviously have it way clearer that the plus sign is there. In this case, even if we don't have it, there is still a plus sign, right? So yeah, let's go. This one is plus and times plus equals plus. So we're gonna write plus 4x squared, then plus times minus is minus 5x, and then plus times plus 7. So there you go. The final answer is gonna be minus 8x squared plus 2x minus 3 plus 4x squared minus 5x plus 7. Okay? Okay, you cannot see it because of the light here, but that's what we got. Now that we got rid of the parentheses, we're actually gonna do the actual addition and subtraction part. So let's go. I recommend to just like mark each term that is like a like term, right? So for example, which one from this is a like term? This one, and this one. Why? Because here in this one you have the variable in here, which is x squared, and in here you also have the same variable, and also is squared. So in this case, this one and this one, this term and this term are both like terms. So let's just write it down this way. Then what else? Here we have identified another like term. This one we have the coefficient, which is 5, then the variable, which is has an exponential of 1. I mean, you cannot see it, but every single variable, in this case x, has always an exponential 1, right? In this case, since it's a 1, it's not necessary, so that's why we don't write it, but it's a 1 here. And we also have the same thing in here. We have the coefficient, doesn't matter the value, but we have it, and then we have the variable that has an exponential of 1. So this will be another like term. Let's represent it, I don't know, this way. And then we have finally the whole numbers, right? The whole integers, which are this one and this one. Let's represent it with 2 lines. I mean, obviously, right now, this is a pretty easy one. So this one may not be that necessary. But whenever you have huge equations and expressions, that is very, very helpful. So let's start. Obviously, you can go on and write them down in a much easier way. For example, put the like terms together, but I'm just gonna do it the way it is right now. So in this case, start with this one. -8 plus 4. In that case, you're gonna have -4. There you go. Now let's go with the second term, like terms. +2 minus 5. This case is gonna be -3. -3x. And the last one's gonna be -3 plus 7. It's gonna be +4. So there you go. This is the final result, which is -4x squared minus 3x plus 4. So yeah, the fundamental concepts to understand this, because yeah, you can memorize this process, but that doesn't work. Like, you gotta deeply understand this. It's basically how obviously pre-algebra works, addition, subtraction, whatever, parentheses, and at the end of the day, in this case, it's just that we gotta get rid of the parentheses. Like, whenever we have this, we gotta get rid of them in order to actually, boom, combine them and solve them. So yeah, in this case, the first thing we do to get rid of the parentheses is just multiply whatever you're using here by this, by all of this, and multiply whatever is outside of the parentheses by whatever it's inside in the parentheses. That gave us this. Okay. So for example, in case we have an expression that looks like this, well, what we got to do is multiply this times every single term. So this times this, this times this, this times this. So that's the fundamental thing we got to understand. So that is an example of, addition of polynomials. But I mean, it's basically addition because we're adding 2 polynomials. Now let's go with an example of subtraction of polynomials, which is just changing this, right? Let's go back to where we left off. Now we're gonna do an example of subtraction of polynomials. Let's go. We're gonna literally do the exact same thing we did it before. Now that I think about it, it was a little bit dumb to erase everything, but whatever. Gonna be the same terms, but the change that we're gonna have is just change the the sign. So let's go. It was -8x squared plus 2x. Yeah, now I'm realizing I shouldn't have eliminated, shouldn't have erased this. That was very dumb, but whatever. Feedback. We'll not do it next time. Yeah, by the way, a little lesson of life. Doesn't matter if you fail. The thing that matters is that you tried. The real failure is not trying at all, right? That's the famous phrase of, I think it was, I don't know who said it, but the famous phrase of the biggest risk is not risking anything at all. But whatever. let's not get into that for now. Let's get into math, okay? So let's go. We obviously have the same one, but it's just the change. So let's go to the same process, right? We need to first get rid of the parentheses, and let's do that, right? Why do we need to get rid of the parentheses? Just a parenthesis, ironically. Yeah, because of the nature of math, which some mathematicians just describe more easily on pandas. So pandas, right? So basically a way into solving a mathematical expression. First parentheses, then exponentials, then multiplication, then division, addition, and subtraction. So here the first thing we gotta solve P for parentheses. Let's do that. Just a reminder. Let's go. This one is gonna be the same. Plus minus minus x. Sorry, minus 8m x squared. Plus and plus is same, plus 2x. Plus minus minus 3. And here's the deal. Here's where it's gonna be the change. Minus and plus is minus 4. The previous one was plus. Minus times minus is plus. Plus 5x, and then minus and plus is minus 7. So there you go. Now we're going to do the same thing we did previously, which was identify the like terms, the terms that are similar. In this case, is this one, then this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. So let's just add them up. In this case, is this 8x squared minus this. It's going to be 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. 12 minus 12 x squared. Then we have this one. It's going to be 7 plus 7x. And then we have this one. It's going to be minus 10. So there you go. We have the final answer. Pretty easy. I mean, the thing here is just to understand the fundamental principles about this. Okay, so that's basically addition and subtraction of polynomials. Okay, the next thing is going to be multiplication and division of polynomials.